So now we're going to do the last string of the verticals, and then we're going to tie it up.
Hold on one second.
Keep going slowly.
Put some light.
Tighten it up. Now at this point, you have the option here. Now at this point, you have the option of adding a few extra pounds, and you can do that by just releasing a little bit and then going a little bit further, which is good. And we're going to tighten it, put the clamp on it. You want to make sure this time it's really, really close and everything's super tight. So tighten everything you can and nice and tight. What you're trying to do is avoid the loss of tension that happens when you tie it up. So release that, and the nut looks like it's going to go into this one. So as you can see this. Now, what I like to do is that one's probably not so good, but I like to pull it through and use my awl to jam it in there so that you lose very little tension on this portion of it. And I'll show you how you do that. And we have our awl right here. Now what you're going to do is jam it in there so that you don't lose the tension, because there's no way to put a clamp on it.
So that it will block the string from coming out.
Exactly. So the thing is, though, you want to look in there and make sure you're putting your awl where there's as much, so you're not puncturing the string.
So you jam it in there on the side of the second string.
Well, you know, there's going to be some. You're going to look through that hole where the string went through, and you're going to make sure that your awl is not catching on any portion of the string. All you want to do is jam it in there. You want to make sure that that point is going in, it's digging into the string.
Okay.
So then you release it. As you can see, it's holding the tension at that point. And then we do a simple knot. As you can see, it's just real simple.
Yeah.
Tighten it as much as you can. And then I like to do a second one as well. And that string is done. Now you can release your awl, and the tension holds. We'll do it again on this side.
Beautiful. That's beautiful work. Professionally done.
We'll go ahead and put a little bit extra tension on it.
So you pull on that lever itself.
Yes. You want to release the brake on it, and you want to go ahead and add a few more extra pounds because you're going to lose some tension there.
And you do the same thing. You go
Then
cross.
we do the same thing.
You go from.
There's a question about which hole you want to.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to ask you that.
Not to. You want to be. You could push it through there, but then you wouldn't have the support. See how these plastic things, bridges?
Yeah.
They protect the string, and you want to kind of follow that as much as you can. Now, the factory generally makes the knot holes bigger. You know, so it's, and then if you're restoring a racket, you can tell generally, if you want to focus in on this, you can see that these are bigger than these.
Yes.
All right, so that's how you know these are not
Points.
Yeah, knot holes.
Knot holes.
Okay? So we can see on this side that the string's coming out of here. We want to go through this one because in this one, the string is going to cross the hole. It makes it harder to thread this piece through. We have a good angle cut on the string itself, so it makes it easier to thread it. And what you want to make sure is you pick a hole that the string is not crossing the hole, so that it allows you the most access to be able to thread it through.
So because I was wondering why you didn't go through this hole and not this one.
Okay, because the string comes through on one end, and on the other side it crosses the hole of the racket at a diagonal. Okay, so if you can imagine, this is the hole of the racket. The string goes through here, and then it crosses to the other side.
Ah.
So when you're trying to thread it,
yes,
you have a hard time getting it through. Now, on this hole over here, it hugs the one wall only, so it leaves a bigger gap for you to put the string through.
Good point, Rich.
And likewise, when I'm pulling it on this side, I picked a string that follows it the same. So now we're going to go ahead and tension up this slack portion.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to put the awl in there.
Now, of course, Rich, there are other methods to do this knot.
You could easily knot, you could just...
Easily knot it there and then...
Yeah, knot it there and then, have a little bit looser string. This, it's a little bit more accurate.
Yeah, and you told us why it's more accurate, so you don't cross other strings.
Right. So I put the awl in there, and again, just real simple knots. And tighten it up. Now this is some good string right here, and it's got real good grip. Some of the nylons are very slick, and putting a knot like this, it may not hold. At that point in time, what you could do is do a double knot. And you go on it, under it again, and when you pull it through, that'll hold for sure. But we don't need to do it on this one. But I'll show it to you again. If you want to do that double, it's just like normal. Yes, just like normal. But what you'll do is wrap it one more time around. And then you tighten it up. Okay?
Okay. So
We don't need to do it on this one.
No, you don't need to do this one, this one.
Right.
It is good string.
It's a little unsightly, that's the only reason. So we loosen up the awl. We can loosen up our
How do you spell that?
AWL.
AWL.
And we're done with the mains. And then we're going to pause and set up for...